Alright guys, back again. I just went and saw Hellfest, and that would have been day 10 last night of 31 days of horror movies. I've seen almost every single day a new horror film, besides the ninth where I watched The Exorcist again, like I rewatched that. So I'm trying to keep it all new, and I said before I keep it all new, but I had to watch The Exorcist, so that's why I broke that chain. But again, tonight is a new watch with Hellfest, which actually came out in theaters a couple weeks ago. And I wanted to see this one. I thought it looked fun. I thought it looked fun for a slasher, and usually any slasher I'll go see. And it's not very common nowadays we get mini slashers in the theater. I mean, I know we're getting Halloween 2018, but it feels like they're very scarce. Like, I mean, we had like Happy Death Day, but that was a watered down slasher. Even though I loved it, it was very watered down. It was a PG-13 slasher. So, and this one is an R-rated slasher, which I think this is good for this movie, because this, actually, whenever the kills happen, they're really good. So, overall, I wanted to see this movie going into it, and when I got out of the movie, honestly, like, this doesn't do anything different, really, or unique for a slasher, but this was really fun. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I really honestly enjoyed the characters. Now, these characters are not, of course, like a slasher movie, usually not very well written. But these characters, these actors performing these characters, portraying these characters, they are really good. Like, they actually are believable. Like, I actually did believe all these characters. They didn't feel fake. They didn't feel manufactured. Like, these actors with their performances, I thought were really good. I really enjoyed them a lot. I thought that the main girl was good. I thought that mostly more the girls. I mean, the guy characters are good too, but they're not as interesting. Like, the main girl character I thought was pretty good. Like, I really liked her a lot. And her friend I thought was really good too. Like, they were both entertaining and fun. And their other friend who had the short hair, who I was thinking the whole movie, and this was such a distraction, like, who is this girl? She looks so familiar. I can place her face. And she's on the Scream TV show. After I watched this, I realized that's where she's from, and I saw an episode or two of that. And she's really good in this too. Honestly, she's a fun comic relief character where she's the one with the most jokes out of the group, and she actually does land with her jokes. I thought that she was actually pretty entertaining. Like, just the way that she acted to everybody, I thought she had a fun personality. And like I said, the characters I thought were, like, of course not really well written, but these characters, because of the actors, I thought were actually pretty solid performances. Like, they were totally fine. And even though this story has been done a lot in horror, I like the fact that this was interesting throughout. And there were moments where I actually did kind of hold my breath. I was surprised. I was like, wow, I didn't expect to actually feel any sort of tension in this movie, because I've seen so many slashers. And then this one, they did a good job of having, especially towards the end, where this plot is about a killer trying to kill this group of people at this carnival at Hellfest. Nobody thinks it's real. They think it's just a joke, or they think it's just like part of the act. So these people are getting killed off, and it actually is really interesting. Like, I thought, again, even though it's been done a million times, it works in this movie. I liked these characters. I liked the setting. I liked how it looked. I liked the tension. I thought the tension actually was surprisingly well made. And then I looked at the critic reviews, and of course this is a movie where I disagree on critics, because I think this is more of a fun movie as opposed to a movie that's trying to be good or, like, highly praised. Like, I thought this was just a really fun time, and I think that the performances were good, and I thought the tension was good, and I thought the violence was good. So I feel like I understand completely why critics would diss this movie, but I feel like it doesn't deserve what negative reception it got. I thought that it's, besides the fact that it's the same type of horror movie that we've seen before, I thought that there were things I enjoyed, like the performances and the tension and how it looked and the violence. I thought those all were really good. So this was one that I really enjoyed, despite, like, seeing all the negative reception towards it. And honestly, a lot of slashers I like from the 80s and 90s do have, a lot of them do have bad reception critically. So it's like, I just noticed that and I'm like, oh, it's another one of those movies where I disagree with the critics. So whatever. It's a different, people's different opinions. So I really dug the hell out of this movie. I thought this movie was really fun, really awesome. Like I said, I liked the characters, I liked the tension, I liked how it looked, I liked the gore. I just thought it did a good job of being a fun, entertaining slasher, and I really enjoyed it. So, and it felt like it would have been made in like the '80s, but it wasn't as hokey as like something in the '80s. Even though some '80s movies don't have to be hokey, but you know what I mean. Like, it felt like it could have fit in the 1980s. So I did enjoy this kind of throwback to '80s slasher. So overall, this one was awesome. Go ahead and see this one if you guys get a chance. I really enjoyed Hellfest. If you saw it, tell me down below what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.